This is the Cash Tailgate Pad Base Camp Edition. It's got seats, a cooler, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Okay, so first question here, with the seat folded up, can we still hold a mountain bike? No, you gotta take the seat off to hold a mountain bike. Now, luckily, these are pretty easy to remove from the tailgate, and then you can just sit on your tailgate like normal. Honestly, if I were going to purchase this set, I would probably leave the seats out and just buy the cooler separately, because I think that's pretty cool. Sits right in the center of your tailgate, and it just zippers from the top. And so, whether the tailgate's up or down, it's gonna hold your ice, your cold drinks, whatever, all in here without it leaking out of the zipper. And the seats, I don't know, I could take them or leave them. I think they're better for somebody who's doing something like tailgating. This is, to me, a gift item. I would never get something like this for myself because it's a little bit on the gimmicky side, the seat. Although I suppose you could use the seat anywhere. But it actually doesn't cost that much to add all this to the normal Cash Tailgate Pad, and the pad itself has some pretty good features that I'm gonna show you here. So first, 2 elephants in the room. My nose is all messed up. You will see that on the main channel. The other one, this pad is way too small for my tailgate. They make a bigger size, but that's not the one that's on here right now. Now you can see, it's actually locked to the tailgate. This thing, you can't get off without unlocking it. Unless you have a scissor, then you could cut this, but it's for casual theft. It's to prevent somebody who just sees it and says, okay, let me take this tailgate off with all the bikes. Because yes, you could loop a lock through here and actually lock your bikes to the tailgate pad. This situation is not for overnight lockup in New York City. It's for when you're at a stoplight and somebody wants to just jack your bike off the back of the tailgate. Yeah, I'd probably use the tie downs in the bed or something like that. That would be more likely. But it is kind of nice that it's harder to casually steal your very nice and somewhat expensive tailgate pad. And that's another thing, this thing is premium. The Cash Pad alone is $229, which is a little steep for a tailgate pad. The base camp version with the seats and the cooler is an extra $100. As you can see, it looks nice, very good fit and finish. It folds very nicely right here at the edge of the tailgate, and the panel that covers up your handle and backup camera is removable, so you can completely take it off the tailgate and not have something flapping around up here. I'm gonna leave this on my tailgate and semi-long-term test it, but I don't think I'm gonna be doing it with the cooler and the seats. I just don't need them. The soft cooler, I'm just gonna leave in my car. I think that's actually cool, and it doesn't cost that much. Yeti charges like $325 for a soft cooler. $59.95 is not so bad. And although I don't personally feel like those things need to be on my tailgate all the time, it is cool for certain people, and I think it could be a cool gift. And it is cool that Cash is a small company out of Utah with only a few employees. It's an air horn for your bike, the Air Sound, and it is incredibly loud. Now the air tank does not have to go in your bottle cage. As you can see, I have it secured to the top tube with their handy little mount. And then yeah, you have an incredibly loud air horn on your bike. Seems stupid, seems excessive, but this is not for warning other bicyclists that you're coming up behind like you would with a normal bell. This is for traffic, right? You're out on a busy street, people have their car windows up, maybe it's raining, they got their radios up, and they do not see you. You gotta bring out the big guns, and this is definitely a big gun. Now, I don't know how often you would actually have to use this, maybe once a day, twice a day. You definitely have 2 shots out of it. How much can we get out of this? That's actually what it had in the tank when I took it out of the box from Amazon. It's safe to say you get 15 or 20 short honks out of it. And when you want to refill it, you actually take the little button over here and flip it up, and they give you a Schrader valve. I think it said somewhere in the instructions how much to inflate this to. I don't know, 120 PSI? I have it pumped up to a terrifying 70 PSI. I don't think you're supposed to do that. I gotta see how loud it is. Wow. The freaking thing works. Oh, it says 80 PSI on it, so I could have even pumped it up more. The Air Zound is $36 on Amazon, which seems pretty fair for something like this. As long as you're not using it like an idiot, just scaring pedestrians that are out in front of you, I think it's a pretty good thing, honestly. Next up, Good Night Bikes. Our book is finally done. I say our because it was a joint venture between myself and Christina Waite, who goes by Sketchy Trails. She's one of the best mountain bike illustrators out there. If you have kids and you want to read them a bedtime story, this has anatomically accurate bikes, people in the correct body positions. We use big words like stanchions and suspension. It's not gonna be for everyone. This is a book for mountain bike families. Now, we wanted to get it out before the holidays, so it's a paperback, but there will be future editions. Right now, it's available on Amazon, and the pictures are absolutely beautiful. I'll read you a couple of pages. Mother, father, sister, and brother flow through the trail one after another. Jumping and weaving with wind in her hair, the family dog is catching some air. Brown specks of mud fling from everyone's tires, spraying their clothing with nature's attire. Mom's bike is orange with purple suspension, dad rides a hardtail with shiny gold stanchions. Brother and sister have matching blue bikes with animal stickers and blinking red lights. So yeah, I'm kind of biased because I wrote the thing, but Good Night Bikes is available right now on Amazon. Packed Outdoors, basically a poop company. Got some Oscar Feek right here. Now, the reason it says basically a poop company on it is because this shovel is for poop. So it's held together with these elastic straps. You open it up and there's some interesting stuff inside. So first of all, this part is the shovel. You can see it's serrated over here, very nice. They even give you a depth gauge so you can make sure it's 6 inches below the ground. And then these are biodegradable towels. You just add water and then you can clean up with them. Now, deeper in the shovel are these tablets, which are also biodegradable. In fact, they help the poop biodegrade, and so you're supposed to throw a few in the hole when you bury it. This is pretty loamy over here. Actually, that serrated edge is kind of useful for cutting through the loam. Depth gauge says we're just about deep enough. We're gonna push this in maybe with some leaves so we don't get the shovel all poopy. And then, oh, tablets, okay. And then we make sure it's all packed. All right, I mean, definitely for emergencies. I don't know if you'd want to be using this every single day, but this thing's honestly not bad. If you're gonna be stuck out in the backcountry all day, it's really easy to carry this just in case nature calls. Outdoor recreation is great, but there are places that are so crowded that the poop is actually becoming a problem. And so this is kind of the answer to that. You're supposed to bury your poop. And I know there are other products that give you baggies and things like that, but everything here is biodegradable. You bury it beneath the ground. That's the right way to do it. One of the great things about it is this elastic strap that keeps it closed. If you have a backpack or even a bicycle that you want to try and tie this to, you could kind of use this to strap it to something, which is nice. I don't know if I want to tie it to a bike. The tablets kind of rattle around. They sell these for 35 bucks, and that includes multiple refills of tablets and towels. That seems to be the going rate for any small product these days. And it is a neat little package, probably a great gift, and honestly, there's gonna be times where I take this with me. This is the LifeStraw Peak Series water filter. It costs about $40, and I have been using it quite a bit. I'm gonna tell you why. Now, these bag type water filters I've reviewed before. I've been using the Be Free for years, and I've been through about 3 or 4 of them because this part ends up getting punctured and then I just see water squirting out of it. Not a very big deal if you just want to filter a little bit of water, but if you want to leave some water in the pouch and put it back in your bag, then it can leak everywhere. This costs the same as the Be Free. I guess it filters just about as well, but the bag is a little bit more robust. I have not broken through this yet, despite putting it in pouches filled with tools and everything. Now, the way it works is you just unscrew it. You fill up water in a creek or something like that. You put this back in, and then you can either unscrew the top and drink directly from it, or you can squeeze it back out into a water bottle, which is what I do almost always. You can refill your friends' bottles, your bottle, and if you plan your ride a certain way, you can just go all day without a big backpack filled with liters of water. There are other filters out there, but the reason I like the ones with the bags is that they pack down really small. If you have a handlebar bag like this or a backpack or whatever, you can just unscrew it, let all the air out, kind of fold it up, and then it barely takes up any space and it barely weighs anything. And so you can stuff it in your bag, and just forget about it until you need it. Now, the filter cartridge it comes with is supposedly good for about 500 gallons of water, which is roughly 1,800 uses. I would say you'd probably puncture a hole in the bag or just get it so grody you don't want to use it again by the time it happens, and then you would get a new one. This is the Granite Quiver tool roll. It costs $37, and it's a tool roll you can secure to your bike. Let's open it up. So they have one of those little boa things over here, comes apart, and then inside of it, you can see there's a flap, and then you can store whatever you want in it. I have 2 CO2 cartridges, tubeless tire repair kit, an inflator, master link pliers, a multi-tool, and then in this zippered pouch, you can keep money or a tire boot or whatever you want. So it's a sizable, well-designed tool roll that can probably hold a lot more than I put in it, and it's got another trick up its sleeve. You can attach it to your saddle rails. So you feed this little guy through the saddle rails, and then you just hook it up to the tool roll and turn this little knob. Kind of like those boa straps. I don't think this is that exact brand. And the more you turn it, the tighter it gets up to your saddle. And they say it's dropper post friendly. I don't know what that means. Yeah, appears to be dropper post friendly. It's nice and tight up here, and when you want to take it back down, you just give it one click that way, it gets loose, and then you can unhook it. And of course, you can use this strap to put it other places as well. Now, my favorite tool wrap right now is the Petey's wrap, and that thing has a big cinch strap that you can hold it down with. This one, I don't know, it's got this little string. I will be a little bit concerned with it, but this has a lot more storage inside it, and I really want to like it. Like, maybe I could find a place for this on my commuter bike. Maybe it will stay on the saddle rails, but when I look on Amazon, it doesn't have perfect reviews. People are saying it worked great for a few months and then finally it came loose. But you know, I'm a sucker for tool wraps, and so I'm going to continue trying to use this and see where it fits into my big pile of gear. This is $37. Are all small products, like around the $35 range now. That's like the new $25 after all that inflation. But it seems like a pretty good price if you're using it for something like gravel. I don't know if you'd want to use this on an enduro bike where you're just smashing down mountains, but holds a lot, pretty flexible, and it looks like there's a lot of places you could mount it. Here's another one from Granite, the Rock and Roll Mini Torque Ratchet. I like that so many companies are coming up with mini torque ratchets because everybody's got carbon bikes now, and you gotta be careful how you tighten things down. Now, we've reviewed some pretty expensive ones in the past. This one's only 60 bucks, which I think is fair for what it is. Let's see what's inside. You have your torque ratchet over here, which has a little torque indicator over there, a bit extension. Then you got your bits, and these are very nice bits. It goes all the way up to an 8 without some weird adapter. Very nice finish, and they're clearly labeled, which is kind of a nice touch. All right, let's see how this works. So you put the bit in here just like you would expect, and then when you're tightening it down, you can see as you put pressure on this little bar right over here, it indicates your torque. I don't know, I guess that's better than some of them that I've seen. I gotta be honest. I like the form factor. I like the roll itself. I like the fact that it's got this grippy thing right here in case you want to strap it to your gravel bike or something. But the ratchet itself, I'm not crazy about. I don't know, it's kind of hard to get these bits back in. What I do like about it is that the bits are really nice. There's some good size options too. You have a T25 and a T20. You have, like I said, that 8mm that doesn't have any kind of adapter on it. And when I'm traveling, I do like to have a ratchet. It's just that I already own much nicer ones. To me, these ratchety type tools are not very useful out on the trail because you have so many different parts to lose. When they're useful is when you're traveling and you're packing your bike up and taking it somewhere. You want a smaller set of all your tools at home so that you don't have to carry around a gigantic toolbox. And I can tell you from experience, reinstalling a set of handlebars like this is much easier than using a multi-tool. And lastly, because the holidays are upon us, Burn Peak jerseys, socks, gloves, hats, water bottles, whatever you or a Burn Peak fan might need. You can get it all on cognitivemtb.com. I left the link in the description. We spent a lot of time making this stuff as comfortable and functional as possible. And so if you're looking for a great gift or you deserve it, then check out the link below. I love shooting these product videos, but it wouldn't make much sense if you weren't there to watch. And so I appreciate you guys so very much. I have some business to take care of. Thanks for riding with me today. I'll see you next time.